Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining me. I'm pro makeup artist Lisa of 16 years and today I'm going to try on a brand new foundation which I only have a sample of. I don't have the real deal with me. It's actually on my skin right now. Isn't it pretty? Do you want to know what it is? Well, you would do because of the title of this video. It's the new Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Foundation. Hello. I'm so down for that, so I'm going to do a little wear test in this. I'm going to show you how I match my shade. What else do you want to know? I think that's kind of everything. And as always, my videos are always unfiltered. You see real skin, pores, dryness, texture and all, okay? So let's get to it. Let's go back to the beginning. I have it here. So I went into the store. I didn't get help being matched with it, but I kind of looked at the shades and I chose 4N. I went on their website after this and I did the jiggery pokery to help me choose one online, and then you upload a picture and the AI kind of looks at your skin tone and it suggested 4W for me, which is interesting. So they do a 4W, which is warm, then a C, which is cool, and then the N, which is neutral. And if you're unsure, go neutral, because then the colours will like naturally pull out what they want to do in your skin. Anyway, let's try this out. As I said, I swatched this in store, and can you see it's fairly liquidy. Think of it like a liquid that's not moving kind of too quickly in that pot. The shade range is spectacular, and here is what it actually looks like in real life, not like this. But if you don't want to invest, because obviously £34 is quite a lot to invest in a foundation, so get a sample. And I think, Charlotte, if you're listening out, do that amazing sampling that Lisa Eldridge did with her foundations. Don't get me wrong, Charlotte Tilbury is brilliant for sampling with a gift with purchase, but I think brands, especially now that getting to store isn't easy for everyone, so get some sampling cards that people can get, like, you know, 5 shades and choose out of those, so they've got a bit of room, you know, because some people like to look paler, some people like to look warmer, some people like to look cooler, you know, there's right, so let's try a bit of this on. I'll just show you the texture on my hand. So as it goes on, it feels quite tacky, but then give it a minute and it dries down. Apologies about this burnt my hand on my pan. But then it dries down and the sheen dies down a little bit. No smell to it. Come on camera, focus on my hand. I don't know, I think that is. But the sheen dies down on it, there we go. The sheen dies down on it, so it really reads as skin. So the key ingredients in some of this is, I'm gonna read this out, hyaluronic acid. It's got a smoothing kind of feature, which is what I really love about her complexion products, is a lot of them really smooth the skin. I'm not a fan of her full coverage foundation. I can't remember what it's called. It's just simply a no from me, but I love the Light Wonder. This is actually quite different from the Light Wonder. This feels way more buildable. The Light Wonder is much more kind of watery based, so this really plumps and smooths the skin, and it's got coconut extract to help strengthen the skin barrier, and it's got a long wear, and it's vegan too, which is brilliant to know. The packaging is recyclable, and if you get the product from her directly, you can get your name engraved on the lid, like, hello, that's fancy. Might just have to do that. And because it's that slightly lighter texture, it will mean that the colour, you can really be flexible with the colour. Like if you like to look really bronzed, it's quite easy to do. Anyway, stop yakking, Lisa, let's get this on. I'm excited. Right, I will do one side of my face. So all I've got on is my skincare, but you can see I'm quite red on the cheek. I've got the heating blasting out because it's freezing. But that is really nice. And I've got to say, I got my sample from Space NK. And remember, if a product's not right when you have bought it and you've only used it lightly, you really can take it back and exchange it or get a full refund. Each policy is different in store, so find out what their thing is. Look at that. Right, let's come right in. It's so skin-like. Really lovely. I'm just gonna have a look in real life. And that doesn't feel like anything. There we go, back to normal. So yeah, it doesn't feel heavy or anything like that. Let's build it up a little bit more. And I'm just using a duo fibre brush. That has layered really nicely. I'm just going to take it up. It's not a concealer, but I'm going to take it up around the eye. Oh, I've got brush hair on me. It's showing a tiny bit of dryness. I have been using a new retinol, so I come back close. I can see, now it's been on for a minute. So as it's been on my skin for a minute, I can see that it's gathering a little bit, just a tiny bit around my nose. And I think that's purely because I've been using a new retinol and it's got really cold. I just need to exfoliate my skin really lightly, but what a difference. You know, it looks so red kind of close up and it's covered all those marks up really, really well. And even around the eyes, it's not a concealer, but it has knocked a bit of that brightness up, and yeah, I've built a few layers there. So let's go in and do the other side. It blends really, I wonder what it's like with fingers actually. It's so easy to blend. It's not like that it sets like instantly. You've got a bit of time. Oops, put loads on my finger then. I am liking this. And I'll probably go up a few shades for when I'm like tanned, when I've got my Amanda Harrington tan on. But that's so easy with fingers. Yeah, and it has a slight tackiness instantly, but then it dries down. Like this side's completely fine. And for me, I'm not gonna powder this. I'm just gonna see how this lasts. I will report back later and tell you how I've got on after a few hours. To be continued. And I wanna say as well, on the foundation pump, it has a which I think is brilliant because the colour doesn't oxidize, it helps the product last longer, which I just think is genius. And I don't think you get any flashback from this as well. So it's a great option for weddings, even like, I think this might be a product that I want to put in my kit. Hey ho. Anyway, I will be back in a bit and let you know more soon. So I've applied 4 swatches of foundations. This is the Erborian Glow Cream. This is NARS Pure Radiance Tinted Moisturiser. It Cosmetics Radiant CC Cream. Let's give them all a blend. So this will probably be the most sheer out of all of them. And then, and probably the most radiant. So ignore the colours, like, we're just looking at the texture and what really happens there. I'm gonna have a look myself. It's definitely on the lighter coverage-wise scale of those. It would probably go after the Erborian, but it still covers the skin well on there. You can see that it looks quite flawless, and it's probably the most natural looking texture wise. Let me blend these in a bit more. So I've just blended them out a little bit more, and the CC out of all of these is probably the most coverage, as you can see. Then the NARS, then the Tilbury. I think the Tilbury just really is a hybrid of almost like natural looking skin. Do you know what it reminds me of? Almost like the original Face and Body in a way. It was a bit more liquidy, but it's once it had warmed up, it was sort of that texture. Because the new Face and Body I find almost looks too waxy and wet. Well, this is just gorgeous. And the more I'm wearing this on my skin, I'm just loving it more and more. Anyway, I'm gonna come back, report back, tell you my findings. I will see you soon in a few hours. Bye. I'll be back. What? It's 5 hours later and I wanted to give you an update of what the foundation looks like. So to me, what I can see is a bit of natural oil has come through kind of in the usual spots. As I mentioned earlier, I didn't powder, but it's looking good. It's worn really nicely. I've gone a little bit of red here and a tiny bit on my nose because it's like freezing outside. It's like minus something. Gosh, the greys are coming through. I need to book in to have my hair done. Gosh. Anyway. Ooh. We've got a cat joining us. Maggie, you gotta come say hi. Magnus, come here. Come here. Oh, hello. Hello. Come here. Ooh. Magnus wanted to say hi. What do you think of the foundation, Magnus? Do you think it's nice? He's looking so glorious, Mama. What is my shade? Well, they don't do a grey cat shade, I'm afraid. Should we get back to the video? Oh, do you like it? You want to get down? There you go. So, as I was saying, come in. Let's take a close. I'll use his tail as a mic. Let's go in. It's like a boom. You know, in TV, you see them sometimes like come out the top by mistake. Lol. Anyway, I am talking crap. Let's come on in. Yeah, so you can definitely see that shine a little bit more, a little bit redness on the nose. Obviously that would happen anyway in this kind of weather. Bearing in mind I've got no concealer on either. It's, you know, worked quite nicely. I just look damn tired, but that has just worn really well. I'm impressed. I'm still a bit dry there, but there's nothing, a bit of exfoliation. That's what that is. It just needs a bit of exfoliating. But that has worn really well. I like it. So they have the foundation. I'm loving the look of it. It looks glowing. It really looks skin-like. So with this foundation, if you have normal to a drier skin, you will immediately love this formulation. It's medium, it's buildable, it's got a rose extract for brightening, it's got hyaluronic acid to keep the skin hydrated. It's really bloody lovely. If you're on the oilier side, you probably want a powder in the mix, and you would probably want to prep your skin really accordingly to your skin type. I cannot stress how important that always is for whatever makeup you do, because that's what makes a huge difference. So tell me, what do you think of the foundation? Obviously I haven't added any extra trimmings or finishing touches to this, just to show you a real kind of life experience with it. Yeah, let me know if you've tried this, if you like it, and what other questions you have about the foundation, because I'm hoping to get some soon. But I just wanted to try the sample, encourage you to try a sample too, because why not? That's what they're there for, right? And come see me over on Instagram, because I do a lot of daily content on there, so you don't miss out on anything. Okay? Thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you next week.